And welcome to the Raw.
No, he still get his ass whooped. He just positivity. I'm gonna do it too. What's the real life situation? You get your ass handed to you. And you just, I got to go now. Nah, fuck that. Get out of here.
Is another one of those that you're pretty sure is tucking something away by the end of the day. I mean, the woman, she makes Mark Henry look little.
Want good news, and if you want good reviews, you come here to It's All a Work. Yeah. Snap into a podcast. Hello, and welcome everybody to It's All a Work. We are on the heels of WWE Raw on Netflix, and it is me, your boy Big T. It is Dreshin down below. It is Hanji Manji also down below, and we are going to get into Raw tonight. Yeet. Eat sunglasses.
Don't do that.
Nah, eat sunglasses. See what I mean? Also, dress your Royal Rumbles backwards. I forgot to mention that.
Suck a dick. I'll fix it.
Hey, I'm not the
I'll
one.
fix it in post.
I know you were able to flip it around. I just can't remember how.
I know how to fix it.
Gotcha.
It'll be quick fix.
Anyway, we are on, like I said, we are on the heels of Raw. And I got to tell y'all, I'm going to be straight up with y'all right out the gate. Raw didn't do it for me tonight. I wanted
Not
more.
enough wrestling.
You said what, G?
I said not enough wrestling.
No.
No, it felt like a fucking soap opera, man.
I mean,
I'm
if you
sorry,
look
but
at it,
as the world turns, WWE edition.
I mean, if you look at it, SmackDown had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches, and tonight we had 4.
Damn.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm assuming they were just thinking, hey, this is the go home show. Maybe we'll just do a lot of talking and a lot of hype. Whatever the situation was, it wasn't a good one for me. We did get a couple more declares for the Royal Rumble. We now have 10 and 10, 10 men, 10 women. I also got my predictions in pretty solid for some of the men and some of the women. I have almost the entire men's Royal Rumble built. The women's is a little bit more difficult.
Wait. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, so
Michael Cole.
we'll just do it right now. Why don't we just do it right now? So the men's Royal Rumble, the people who have officially declared either on Raw, on SmackDown, on social media, on the PLEs, whatever the situation is, you have 10 people. CM Punk, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Jey Uso, and Braun Breaker have all officially...
And every one of them is going to win it.
You don't think any of them going to win it?
No, I said every one of them says they're going to win it.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you know what? I forgot one because he needs to be forgotten. Logan Paul.
He might win it. That might be the one to win it.
Ugh,
Nah. Rhea Ripley declared for the men's.
Kill me.
Look, you say no, but you know that Prime bottle says
I
maybe.
swear to God, if they give it to him, this podcast just went to 2. I'm sorry.
I ain't saying ain't no reason for that man to win the damn Rumble.
Hey, all I'm saying.
So the women's Royal Rumble is as follows: Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Ivy Nile, Lyra Valkyria, and Io Sky. Now, Ivy Nile declared when Lyra declared by saying she was going to throw Lyra over the top. So Ivy's going to be obviously in it. Io Sky declared when she told Bayley, I'll see you at the Rumble. So they didn't say I'm declaring and I'm winning, but they in a roundabout way said, hey, I'm going to be in there. I'm going to see you in the damn match. So we got 10 for the women, 11 for the men. Yeah, we got to fill in the holes from there on one of our shows during the week. So we'll figure that out.
The body. We're going to get the body in there.
You think Jesse going to show up?
Don't nobody want that.
Good God.
I like butter sausage. Butter sausage is, why is it a thing? I don't know. I don't want it. I don't want it around me.
Get out of my face.
And you're going to
I'm
get...
the governor.
Yep.
I'm the governor.
You're either going to get Pat
He's
Mack
governor.
or you're going to get Mike Cole in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and jump into Raw. First, we'll do the housekeeping things. First of all, boom. Liquid Death. We're not sponsored by them, but we would like to be. And outside of that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, share us with your friends, anyone who likes wrestling. We are trying to build this up. We have a goal of 100 subs by the Royal Rumble. We're at 81. We need 19 subs. 500 subs by WrestleMania. And G is crazy. He wants 100,000 by the end of the year. So we'll see if we can get that steep curve going up.
Well, am I crazy? Well, I'm just giving us realistic chance.
Hey, man, look, I know we got good
100,000
content, but
is
100,000 crazy, bro.
Yeah, look, if I said 1 million, that'd be outrageous, but 100,000, that's realistic.
So how you going to get Logan Paul on the show?
Okay, first of all, I don't want to do that.
Hey, well,
the only way I'll do that is if
on
you
the show. We'll see.
Look, if he wins the Royal Rumble, then I'll fucking hit him up myself.
Yeah. Good luck. So we're gonna start this off tonight. We're gonna kick it off with Seth freaking Rollins, and then Gunther comes out and Logan Paul comes out. You can see the nice little promo pic I made there. So he comes out and he says, "It's WrestleMania season kickoff, and when he and it's gonna be completely underway when he wins the Royal Rumble." He then goes into losing to CM Punk and saying it was the most embarrassing moment of his career. He's done this same old song and dance before. He then goes, talks about the match made him think about who he was, and he says, you know what, I'm Seth freaking Rollins, and my path to redemption starts with the Royal Rumble. He mentions everyone he's going to toss out, Drew McIntyre to Roman Reigns. He then says he's going to throw CM Punk out last. He wants them to be the last two so he can throw him over the top and crush his WrestleMania dreams to death. He then goes on to talk about who he could choose. He says Gunther is the obvious choice. He says Gunther is just holding on to that title until he goes after it again. He then mentions Cody and says it would be ironic for him to beat Cody for the very title that last year he helped him win. He then puts it to a vote to the crowd, and Gunther's music hits, and Gunther's pissed off about what Seth had to say to him. Gunther says it's hilarious that he keeps he's keeping the title warm for him. That he says he's keeping that title warm for him. He asks where Seth has been the last few months while he's been defending his title against people like Jey Uso and Damian Priest. The fans.
He said a clown like Jey Uso, which I was like, damn, that's disrespectful as shit.
That's fair. That's fair.
Just want to mention
that. The fans start to yeet when he says this. They start to chant yeet. And Gunther said, oh, don't worry about him because I beat his ass on Saturday. He says that, meanwhile, Seth's been whining and crying over business that doesn't really matter. It doesn't really pertain to the title. He then questions whether Seth really has it in him to win the Rumble. Seth says that the World Heavyweight Championship wouldn't even exist without Seth Rollins because he made that title. Gunther
All right,
says...
Ricochet.
What's that?
All right, Ricochet.
Gunther says that while Seth was one of the best to do it, and he's created so many memories, it doesn't matter because it's 2025 now, and he's not the best in the ring anymore, and Gunther holding the title currently proves that. He says that he hopes that Seth wins and chooses him because he will be able to prove that there is only one name synonymous with the World Heavyweight Championship, and that's the Ring General Gunther. Enter Logan Paul.
General? What the fuck?
That's what he says. He says General.
Yeah, you said...
The
okay,
Ring
never mind.
General.
But either way, Logan Paul comes out. He's getting booed out of the building, like bad booed. I don't know if they're
Yeah.
piping in these boos or not, but man, sometimes these boos are out of this world.
Shit, it's a possibility. I don't know, because ever since Dom had his Boo Fest, it's been like that for each kind of like over the top hill, or you know,
I mean,
some
in
like
theory,
somebody coming that really don't like.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, in theory, it's a sellout crowd, so you know they can make that kind of noise. I don't know
All
if
right,
they
here we
actually
go.
do.
I thought you was about to take a shot at AEW real quick.
No.
Hey, come
I'm
on.
just saying, in theory, because they keep coming back with the sellout crowd. So if it's actually a sellout crowd, I'm not saying it's not, but if it's actually a sellout crowd, there should be enough vocal power in the building that they could, in theory, drown them out.
Oh, sure. Of course.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not taking a dig at anybody. I'm just saying.
So, sorry, moving over from my dog here. Where are we at? Yeah, Logan getting booed out of the building. He says that Seth and Gunther aren't unique at all. He says that Logan commands respect and attention because he's great at everything he does. But Logan, at this point, is yelling. Like, he has to yell to get to get over the fans. He just ain't it. They don't want him back. They don't want him there. Or at least Atlanta didn't.
I don't think any of us want him back. The only reason he's coming back is the sponsorship.
I mean, to be fair, I tweeted. I was actually excited for him to come back, and then I saw the way that the fans reacted to him, and I was like, oof, I was wrong on this. Because when he gets,
he deleted that tweet. He said, hold on, let me go back.
well, when
Let
he
me go
gets
back
in the
and delete
ring,
that real
though,
quick.
the thing is, when Logan gets in the ring,
He's good.
He's
you gotta
good.
admit that.
You do. I said it back when he had the title still. I hate his guts, which is what he's designed to be. But you cannot deny his latent ability. Like, when he gets into something, he gets into it. And when it comes to wrestling, he's there.
You're right.
He's got the ability. He does need to refine it at time. But you've seen even in his Twitter posts and his TikToks, you know, when a man's getting ready for a big event, for a PLE, that man will sit in the ring that he's built in his fucking house and work his big moves for like 3-4 hours at a time, just redoing that move to make sure he's hitting it.
Yep.
Like, his work ethic, his latent ability, I got to give it to him. I just fucking hate his guts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
To be great, you have to be the hardest worker in the room, and in a lot of different rooms, Logan Paul is the hardest worker in the room. I hate to say it.
that's facts.
So the crowd just continues to absolutely murder Logan Paul, and he says both of them aren't it. And he built a career faster than either one of them. He declares himself for the Rumble. He says when he wins, he could choose Cody, or he could choose Gunther. Gunther says that he hopes that Logan wins now because he wants to smack the smirk off his face and embarrass him. Seth says, hey man, I actually agree with that, but unfortunately Gunther, it's going to be you who gets embarrassed because I'm going to win and come after you and take your title.
Look, last time I saw an Austrian with that big a smile in his eye, he invaded Poland.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Gunther was smiling. He's like, no. You win it.
Jesus.
Either way, not a bad way to open Raw. Got these juggernauts out here.
I think it was
talking
a little long. I think they should have found some ways to cut it a little bit, but
That, at least that promo, yeah, I get that sentiment.
It's a solid 15-minute promo. Definitely.
Could have been 10 minutes.
but I mean, we had, like you said in the chat, we had a half hour before we got our first match.
Yep.
And
So I
that's
got
kind of
two
ridiculous to me. On a wrestling show, a half hour before you get your first match, to me, that's kind of stupid.
I tweeted Triple H. I said, yo, man, can we please do some wrestling in the first half hour of the show? Like, sincerely, the WWE Universe. But after this, we head to the back, and we have CM Punk. He's talking about eliminating anyone who gets in his way with Kathy Kelly, and Sami Zayn confronts CM Punk about what he had to say last week about him, about them not being on the same level, and Sami says, I'm not even mad, man, because you know what, you're right. We're not on the same level. Because out of the two of us, only one of us has been in the main event of WrestleMania, and it's not you. Sammy walks away into Karrion Kross. I really love
Everybody
Karrion
uses that as a
Kross's.
dig.
I love Karrion Kross's character.
Oh, so now you love it.
What he
I don't know.
is, when-
Karrion Kross to me is starting to feel like a white Apollo Crews. He's not getting in the ring anymore. They're just using him to get in
snitching.
people's ear. Yeah.
Just snitching. Like, nah, that's what you need to do.
you remember the
But
old
no, I
Mark
remember a
Jindrak
couple-
gimmick? I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Or was that Sean O'Hare?
I thought that was Sean. I could be wrong. I don't.
No, I think it was Sean. By the way, that's what the gimmick is. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. And so like he's doing what the Fiend did. You remember how like back in the day, if you fought the Fiend, your character flipped from face to heel or from heel to face? He's doing that. He's talking to wrestlers and he's flipping them in a way. It's very, very interesting.
Well, and that's the thing. He's just getting in their ear. He's not even fighting some of them.
Right.
He's legit just getting in their ear, and they're just turning heel.
Yep.
So good.
And that's what he's doing here with Sammy. Just getting in his ear, saying, look, man, you have a chance for KO versus Sami Zayn in the main event at WrestleMania. And, like, you know, he's right. Like, whether him kicking Seth in the face was an accident or Cody in the face was an accident, he needs to start looking out for himself, man. Like, him and his best friend in the main event for WrestleMania, man. If you told me that you and I could be in the main event of WrestleMania, I would rip Mike's head off and put it on a stick somewhere. Like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, man. Like, you know, it's serious. Have dress referee.
He out here just giving people It's out here giving people Buddha dooms randomly. Like, yo, my bad, G. That was an accident.
Yeah. I'm just saying. But I have no problem playing the heel either. So
That's fair.
But
No, that's fair.
Gee, those two are stealing. Wearing the 1%er jackets. Just go get them.
geez.
You'll be all right.
Damn.
But after Karrion Kross walks away, Cody's gonna walk up and spook Sammy, and basically Sammy's like, I gotta go. And fucking dips.
Man, talk about foreshadowing.
Right?
Mhm.
I gotta go prepare to kick you in your fucking head later. By the way, during the commercial, we get Jackie Redmond interviewing A-Town Down Under. They talk about being tag team champions on Raw eventually. I've decided I'm not going to go too deep into these commercial breaks. A lot of them doesn't have a lot of meat.
Not supposed to, because there's like, I think you're the only person that's actually seeing them.
Probably.
Like, I 100%, like I said before on other shows, I have the highest Netflix I can have, and when I start Raw, it says in the bottom corner, hey,
With ads.
this show has ads.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the rest of your Netflix does not, but Raw does. It doesn't give me the option to upgrade my shit any further. It doesn't give me an option to turn them off. It just says, fucking deal with it.
Man, I don't know what I did to have the non-ads, but whatever. But this actually brings us to our first match at 8:30.
Nice.
We get the tag titles on the line. We get the Judgment Day versus the War Raiders. And the big thing here, man, the big story, obviously, y'all know what I'm going to say. JD smacks the back of his head on that damn announcer's table. And that sets the pace for the entire match.
He almost died, but he showed his ass, though.
He did, but he looked like he was trying to die the whole fucking match. Like, after he smacked his head like that, he came back in the ring, and he was going at Ivar. Ivar was supposed to be doing the, chuck his ass up and just drop him on the mat thing. I don't remember what the move's actually called. But you saw JD jump to assist with it, and then Ivar kind of like did the little volleyball pass thing and threw his ass another like 4 feet in the air. So the man's doing the oh shit as he's coming down to the mat.
Yep.
Like, this man wanted to die tonight.
Yeah, man. Like, that dude's head took so much damage. Just nuts. That's a lot of damage.
He is concussed. I'm sorry, that man, he has to be concussed. There's no way his head hit that table and flipped back like that, and he not being concussed.
And then
Jesus Christ. Unless
Ivar,
this guy's just made a skill.
I said it in the chat. Ivar fed him his taint. Like if you looked at it, Ivar
Ugh.
made sure he was in there, man.
Man.
Coming off that rope. Oh.
Yo. To have a concussion and to smell like ass the rest of the night, that is brutal. Get that man the belts back. He deserves it after taking all that shit. God damn.
Yeah, when you're right, you're right. Just call the audible. Just be like, hey, take the belt, man. Goddamn, take the belt.
For real. That's fucked up. You concussed, I put you in my ass. Oh, you know what? You deserve it.
So Judgment Day, they do get one good little move set, in my opinion. It's basically what happens here is I'm trying to see where you're. Yeah, Carlito comes out to cast distraction. JD is or Ivar gets the apple spit in his face. Dom hits the 619. JD hits a moonsault. Tags Dom. Dom hits the frog splash. And they would have gotten the win had it not been for JD and Eric kind of fighting and then falling onto them. About 2 minutes later, they hit the War Machine. Eric and Ivar win the match. The crazy thing about it is I don't see the Judgment Day getting out of the tag team title picture. But Eric and Ivar need to go on to someone else.
All right, well, who would be next? Street Profits? Get moved from SmackDown to Raw?
I can see that.
This opening window is long as hell, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how long is this? Like, is this window running until fucking WrestleMania, or what's going on? I thought it was just up until Raw.
This window is going on 3 months now.
Well,
you know, I think the Street Profits would be a good one for the War Raiders to go against. Like, of the active tag teams, I think the Street Profits would be a good match.
A-Town Down Under will probably be.
They'll probably be though. Yeah.
They'll probably be the next ones, but the thing is like, I don't know. That'll be a really interesting. That'll be a really, really interesting match. Because you got these two big guys versus these really two muscular, athletic dudes. Like, I don't know. Really, really interesting. Technically, you have... Let's see the tag teams here. You've got AOP.
I mean, technically, you've got... I would say you've got AOP there still. I don't think AOP would be a bad one, and we haven't seen Occam's Razor in combat a lot lately.
You've got American Made, which I would like to see more of the Brutus brothers.
Yeah. Looks like they're starting to focus on Ivy Nile a little bit more, though.
Yeah. You got the New Day.
Nobody cares.
You got to win the match first.
Yeah. And then Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne once Tyler Bate gets back from injury. That's about all you got. So, I mean, not a lot of options there. So, A-Town Down Under is their best bet right now.
AOP would be a good one.
AOP would be good, but
like Akum and Razor, I believe is how they're pronouncing them, but I think they'd be a good one.
Big, medium,
and they're not doing anything right 100%. Now. It's only Carrion's the only one from that faction doing anything.
Yeah, true.
So I could see them. That would be a good one.
I wonder if that's a Paul Ellering deal. Like, they don't, Authors of Pain don't roll unless Paul Ellering's rolling with them.
Maybe.
Aren't you hurting yourself on money for that though? Because you don't get I mean, I know you get paid even if you're not on the show, but I know you get a bigger bump if you're actually, active on the show.
Probably.
That'd be a shout out to Maven. Is that his name? Maven.
Yeah,
I know
Maven.
It starts with an M.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I watch his TikToks and he goes through like their pay structure for when you're hurt and when you're live and when you're on NXT instead of the main show. And like he goes through all kinds of background shit for actually being on like into WWE. It's actually a really cool channel to watch.
Yeah, the boys,
Sure.
the old timers don't really like that he's doing
They
that.
don't want people to know.
Right.
No, but it's
Like,
they may not
it's
like
good
it,
to
but
get
it's
it
a
out
really
there.
cool insight for people that are trying to break in. It's like, look, this is what you're about to walk into. Just because you sign a WWE contract doesn't mean it's 5-star hotels and a fucking tour bus out there. You're still dragging your ass a lot.
Oh,
So
you're still going to a
you gotta
Marriott,
work.
motherfucker. Come on.
Yeah, for real.
So now we're gonna go in the back with Pete Dunne and Ludwig talking about teaching Penta a lesson. New Day walks up and tries to agree with him. Ludwig and Pete Dunne walk away. Don't want anything to do with New Day. No one wants anything to do with New Day. We find out through Kathy Kelly's interview with Xavier Woods that he's going to be going against Rey Mysterio tonight, and that's happening next. Which will bring us into our next match, Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods. Ooh, yeah.
Yo, I just want to say that bitch stole my tattoo.
Who?
Xavier Woods, he stole the Majin tattoo that he got on his left or right chest. I can't remember.
Like over
Yeah.
here.
Who was the
I
one
think.
that...
Yeah.
It wasn't Kofi. It was Xavier Woods.
Said that wasn't always there. That bitch. But honestly, it's fitting though. It's fitting because again, if you were in the anime, the Majin tattoos when Vegeta went bad, or not tattoo, but the Majin markings when Vegeta went bad, and now that they're going bad, you know, they're just
When he
bringing a
went
little anime into
Back
wrestling.
to bad.
Yep.
He was
I
just
think the-
misunderstood.
No, he's an asshole.
Jeez.
Yes.
So the most interesting thing about this entire match was we find out that Selena Vega is going to SmackDown.
Yep.
Like
Don't
the
know how I
rest of
feel
the
about
match
that.
was, the rest of the match literally was just
New. They suck.
rest of the match.
Damn.
Yeah. Zelina Vega going over to SmackDown. Hopefully she's going to bigger and better things because she is really, really good. And I think the United States title would look great on her. Just saying. Her versus Chelsea. After Chelsea puts to bed this me chin bullshit. Yeah.
Hopefully this week is the last bit of that.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that if Zelina Vega goes over, I'm hoping she wins that shit. That would be great to see her win. To see her win the United States title. Finally get some recognition.
Well, I mean, she's walking over there on her own. It's not the LWO are not going in total. She's going by herself.
Right.
So
Solo dope.
Oh, Creation Guy Wrestling up in this piece says, "Hey guys, what's up, my man? Nice to see you here. Didn't know if you were going to make it or not. We started early today."
Yeah, we
for
did.
3 hours of Raw. It hasn't been 3 hours of Raw, except for the first night.
Yeah, true. They were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, 3 hours of Raw means 2.5 hours."
No, three hours of Raw means we showed Netflix on Raw 3 hours, and then we didn't advertise 3 hours the next fucking couple times. So they have not advertised the 3 hours since then.
That's fair.
No, I think if you click on Netflix, it just says, like, yeah, I know tonight's start time said 7-ish. It didn't say 7. It said 7-ish.
7-ish. That's fantastic.
Well, to be
like,
fair, Raw
I'm like,
started at like 8:02.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit
Yeah.
later, but I feel like there was some weird production glitches. I felt like I was watching, like, I felt like they hired the AEW guy to come run the show tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Like, there was a lot of production glitches and dead air and like weird commercials that weren't commercials, and times where you heard the announcers talking where it didn't sound like you were supposed to, and like at the end when they just kept on talking and talking and talking about Sami Zayn.
I think they got a new sound guy, like for the actual soundboard in the back truck, the production truck.
Yeah.
Because we've actually had it, if you remember, was it last week when we had Nia talking? I think she came out to talk to Tiffany at the start,
Mm-hmm.
and for like the first 5 seconds of her speech, you couldn't hear her. They didn't have her mic on.
Yep.
I think that was last week.
Yeah,
But-
you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I think they're training a new guy back in the sound van, and he needs more work.
Could be. So yeah, when we've been talking about this match, you're pretty much right. I mean, the most important thing or the most interesting thing was the talk about Zelina Vega. Some other stuff that happened. Xavier Woods got touched twice coming down the ramp and actually yelled at the fans, which I thought was hilarious. So, you know, obviously Ray is quick. Xavier's a little bit quick, but he's not as quick as Ray. That's kind of the story. Ray, in these last two matches, though, I will say, man, he has gotten slammed hard. Y'all notice this? Like, he's getting, like, hard slammed on the damn ground.
Somebody is trying to give him a hint.
Look, that's the Hall of Fame contract coming to an end.
Yeah.
He took a couple hits last week and this week where I was like, oh, well, I don't know why he's still doing this.
I mean, the New Day had a couple spots where they looked really good. Well, where Xavier looked really good. Then we had him and Kofi, like, you know, single tear in their eye because Xavier's family wasn't there when the match started.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they finally showed up halfway through, everybody had a good laugh except Xavier and Kofi.
Yep.
Had the New Day Sucks t-shirt on, man. Like I said, I'm gonna have to get that shirt.
But
I like
also,
that they handed Ray
Sure,
one.
actually looks cool.
But also, that's when the match pretty much ended. He got in the ring.
Yeah.
Xavier got back in the ring. Ray was able to hit that 619, drop the dime, 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Right. You know what's interesting? This is really the first time they're bringing families in to kind of be disappointed in the wrestlers.
I mean,
everybody's just coming in like, oh,
Yo, the disappointment is painful, bro. Like,
it is painful as shit. Like, damn, you can't get no love from your mom, your dad, not even your sister.
no, your mom looking at you like, I should have.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
Mhm.
Kofi's mom still hurts me because I was like, God damn, I've seen that face before. Holy shit, that is disappointment. I'm sorry. Say sorry, Kofi. When your mom pulls away from you like that, it then gives you that. Nah, that's wild.
Yeah, true.
You ain't getting no goat curry
Yeah.
tonight.
So we get a reminder. We'll move to getting a reminder of what happened between Seth and Sammy at the end of Raw last week. We switched to Sammy and Seth in the back, and Sammy's trying to apologize to Seth, and Seth says, "We'll call it a mistake, but you got to understand why some people might think it might not have been a mistake because of your allegiance to Roman Reigns, and if it happens again, things aren't going to go the same way, but for now, we're cool." After that, we get we're gonna get Jay coming out to the ring. Jay comes down the ring with Lil Quavo or with Quavo.
That was Quavo.
Just Quavo.
That's Quavo.
Not every rapper has little in front of their name. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's just T's perception.
I didn't know
of
any of
rappers.
them. Don't get that twisted. I didn't know any of them. But I know not
you know
every
what?
rapper has little in front of it. Some of them have ice
know
in
what?
front of it.
Jeez. Okay. I apologize for my two racist co-hosts there. I will say to T's credit, there were legitimately two rappers named Little in the audience today. So
Yeah.
I will say, all right, cool. But again, not every rapper is named Little.
Well, no, but the thing, okay, so the reason is because in my notes I put LOL next to it, so I thought that maybe I meant Lil.
LOL. You put LOL.
Okay, so the reason I did that was because my notes say Jay comes to the ring and Pat and Michael both didn't know the name of the rapper that he was with, and then I put LOL and then I put in quotations Quavo. So I was like, oh, Lil Quavo when I was reading it.
Oh, I know we skipped forward, but I liked the Pat Mac with, I believe he was talking to Kofi before the match started, where Pat Mac just keeps yelling at him, "You got booed, bitch. You got booed."
No, you getting
My
booed.
God damn.
You getting booed.
Yeah,
he was giving Kofi shit the entire match.
Yeah, he was. And I say Pat's mic work is getting a lot better, man.
Pat don't give a shit.
Now,
I love him.
Pat being on Raw was the right call. Joe Test being on SmackDown was not the right call, in my opinion. Should have been Dude Face, but whatever.
Wow. You stood up for him, don't even know his name. Yes.
Man tried to start a hashtag for him. Yeah.
Man.
I know. It was like, what's his face? Hashtag what's his face?
Cool. Corey Graves is great, man. Got a lot of respect for him, but man, the fact that he's on NXT throwing these fake bombs out, he's like, I love to be on NXT. This is exactly where I want to be. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I'm like,
I was like,
Corey.
bruh. They told him he had to say that. They was like, no, you go out there and you say this.
Creation Guy Wrestling says Seth and Sammy are about to have an epic feud. I believe that they are 100% about to have a fantastic feud.
I think you're right about that group, but instead of Seth, it's going to be Sammy. Drew, KO, and Sammy. Yeah.
You could be right.
He'd have kicked two motherfuckers in the face.
Yeah.
He done kicked two motherfuckers in the face, and he has yet to go out and attack the two other motherfuckers. He has yet to attack Drew. He has yet to attack KO. But
hey,
he'd have kicked Cody in the face. He'd have kicked Seth in the face. So I
just stood there and looked at him and patted him on the shoulder before he walked out.
Yeah. Drew smiled at him. He was like, yeah. Yeah.
The fact that he didn't stay in the ring though to apologize to Cody, he didn't wait for Cody to regain consciousness. That's what did it for me. But you're right. There might be a little bit of a turn coming for Sammy because they've teased the turn over the years and he never did it.
Right.
Like he's been a person that people hated before and stuff like that, and he's been the conspiracy theorist and things like that. But I mean, like he's never like gone full crazy heel. I don't think that I can remember. So. But either way, let's see where we're at. Yeah. So we got Jay here. Basically, first of all, Atlanta's on fire. They got rhythm. Unlike Texas. Texas had no rhythm.
Well, it's hot Atlanta. What do you expect?
That's fair. Jay says that he lost on Saturday, but he knows he can beat Gunther. He knows he can do it. And because Seth and Gunther has his name in their mouth, they're going to have to get thrown over the top rope by him at the Royal Rumble. And the crazy thing is, this is a very short but sweet promo. I like that they did this. I like that they're keeping Jay fresh in our minds after a loss. Great. I really feel like they could have given him a match, given him a layup match. I mean, hell, put him against Apollo Crews. Make Apollo Crews come to Raw. Let Jay beat him. I don't care. Jay needed a win after his loss, though. But the fact that he came out with Quavo...
That wasn't me.
I know.
The fact that he came out with Quavo and had a little promo, I thought was great.
I thought it was sad.
Well,
I ain't even gonna lie. I thought this shit was sad.
Well, here's the sad part for me. Is that afterwards, Michael Cole goes, "Miracles can happen. Maybe Jay can do it." And I was like, "Hey, yo, what?"
God damn.
That was the creaming of the sadness right there. Like the coming out and saying, "Well, I lost," I lost, and that just is what it is. And they got my name in their mouth, and I'm gonna have to throw them over the rope. No, you're not. Just no.
Michael Cole, like, nah, bitch, you lost.
He said it'll be maybe miracles can happen. He basically said it'd be a miracle if Jay won. So that topped off the sadness for me. I'm like, yo, goddamn, just put him back to the mid card at this point. That was fucked up.
Make him a tag team again.
Yeah,
no, they can't do that.
No, they won't do that.
Don't make him an Uso. Don't make it the Usos. Just get him a tag team partner again.
Nah, man, he's got to stay single until he's got to stay single title person. He can't go back to a permanent tag team. He broke away from his brother. I mean, I agree he'd be good as a tag team, but he's got to prove to himself that he can do this singles run. He's got to prove it to himself.
Well, like we talked about the other night, he's got to get himself a better fucking moveset.
I agree. Crazy Guy
Again,
Wrestling says there are rumors of Roman Reigns joining Monday Night Raw. How do you guys feel about that? What do y'all think about Roman Reigns joining Raw, y'all?
It makes sense. I thought he was gonna do it anyway.
I think Raw's where he needs to be.
All right. Honestly, the whole Cody Rhodes thing is getting stale, so it's good that he goes to Raw. I mean, he might move back to SmackDown after
Even if they give him a belt back,
something.
I don't think they're going to give him Cody's. I think they'd give him Gunther's.
Maybe.
I think
I don't know.
Cody will lose the belt this year, but I think it's going to be for Cena to get the belt. And he'll either get it back from Cena or they'll give it to CM Punk so somebody else can get it. I don't know.
Honestly,
But
I can't wait for this.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying I can't wait for this Descendants of Madness with Cody later on.
It looks
That's
like it's
gonna
coming.
happen.
It really does.
It is. It is going to be great. It's going to be so fucking fantastic. But
yeah,
my
with
thing
Roman,
is,
I don't think they're going to give him back
like
the
it.
undisputed belt. I think they'll give him, if they give him back one of the big belts, he'll get the world champion belt, not the undisputed.
Right.
Well, I think the only thing keeping Roman on SmackDown would be the Jacob Fatu fight, but I think that Roman Reigns going to Raw, I think there's a lot more fights for him to have. I think there's a lot more people to hate him and people for him to feud with. I think the moving to Raw would be the right move. It would be a hard move at first because it would be weird to wrap the story into it, but I think it'd be a good move.
I was going to say, with the question with that is, how are they doing the bloodline? Because Jimmy's back in the bloodline, so is Jay. And it looks like Fatu and the Tongas are out. So if you're going to move Roman, are you going to move the whole bloodline, or are you going to leave Jimmy to do his thing over in SmackDown where he's at right now anyway?
Well, see, the thing about that is, Jimmy's a part of Roman's bloodline. Jay was out doing his thing, so was Sammy, I guess. I mean, they come to help Roman when they need, but they're legit. Well, Jay definitely been doing his own thing. He hasn't been like, blood in and blood out. He comes out to his own music and shit.
We haven't seen the bloodline. We haven't seen anything really about it since since the actual tribal combat. And then I believe it was Heyman once again, like 2 weeks ago, said that tonight was going to be when we saw Roman's return. And we were supposed to learn about we were supposed to learn about the new WWE game, and we were supposed to learn about his return was supposed to be tonight. Because they were doing it as he was going back into his locker room.
Yeah,
let's talk about February 27th.
He said January 27th.
That's the problem.
Well,
he said 27.
Yeah, I was thinking about that tonight too, and I was like, well, maybe it was a misunderstanding, because Paul said, "When is everybody going to acknowledge you, my tribal chief?" And then he said, on the 27th. And then when the door closed, that was the 2K25.
It had the logo, yeah.
So maybe it was just a misunderstanding. I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
Either way, we'll go ahead and move on. During the commercial break, Pat McAfee interviews New Day's family and Little Yachty. Hashtag Yachty loves mommy. What that comes from is Pat McAfee said, "Hey, we're going to get you in the ring at any time." And he said, "Yo, man," he's like, "if I'm getting in the ring," he said that he asked Little Yachty this. And he said, "Man, if I'm getting in the ring, man, I got to get in the ring with mommy. I want her up in that ring with me or whatever." And then he was like, hashtag Yachty loves mommy. And Pat was like, "Oh, shit." So that shit was funny. Jackie Redmond in the back with Lyra Valkyria, and she talks about joining the Royal Rumble. And American Made walks up and informs her that Lyra, not only will she be losing the title to Ivy Nile, but Ivy is going to be the one throwing her over the top rope at the Royal Rumble and clip her wings. Afterwards, American Made walks up to Alpha Academy, hip thrusting for a TikTok, and he calls them stupid idiots, and Ivy Nile makes a point to call Maxine Dupree Twinkle Toes and pop her nose. So that was interesting. Before we move forward, Creation Guy says, and by the way, Solo is thinking about leaving WWE. I think he should.
He had a run. I don't know, without completely changing his character. I don't know what they did with him.
Yeah.
At this point,
I think he should leave. I don't know what WWE has for him. I don't know what WWE can do for him. And to be honest, he needs to go somewhere else.
But if he leaves, he needs to not go to AEW. He needs to go to New Japan or Ring of Fire or Ring of Honor, pardon me, or one of those. You know, I don't know. I don't want to see him in AEW. I don't think it'd be good for him.
He should go to TNA. He should be a
TNA
part of
would
that
be good.
deal. Go to TNA and tear it up in TNA. He seems like he could be a TNA guy to harden his craft and then come back to WWE later. Right now, look, they threw him in the deep end. I'm not saying he doesn't have it, because obviously he can hang with the big boys, but like, he's not fully there, man. Like, he's not fully, like, he's missing something. He's good, he's just missing something.
I mean, you can say the same about more than half of the roster. They're all missing something. Jade is missing something. This person's missing something. That person's missing something. I mean, they're not going to get rid of them.
So, here's the problem. Take away the tag team and the titles from Bianca Belair. You still have Bianca Belair. Take away the bloodline from Roman Reigns. You still have Roman Reigns. Take away the title and the other shit from Gunther. You still have a Gunther. Take away the title and take away shit from Braun Breaker. You still have Braun Breaker. You're don't
pointing
have that
out the other half of the wrestlers. You're not talking about the Cody Rhodes. You're not talking about the Sami Zayns. You're not talking about who's another fucking wrestler that's okay but doesn't really have it all. Now I put myself on the spot. But anyway, you didn't name any. You named all the ones that are actually decent, that actually have it.
Cody Rhodes without his story has already been seen, and it's not great. Because without his story, he just has the title, and the title is kind of just carrying him along. He's just a face of the company.
So my thing is, do they put him out too? Does he go out to pasture?
Well, the thing is,
I think so.
So
I think he does.
Well, here's the thing. Solo is missing some kind of ability to have a story outside the bloodline. If Cody lost the title, he could still have a story with people. But it's hard to even manufacture a story for Solo right now. And it's the same thing with Jade Cargill. It's hard to manufacture a story with Jade Cargill.
But you could say the same thing for Jey Uso, but they manufacture stories with Jay.
I 100% agree with you.
That's all I'm saying, because Jay, Jimmy, that entire bloodline story.
Jay, since he's gone solos, they have found that Jay's mic work, Jay's crowd work, even if his in-ring skills need some more polish for Solo,
right?
He's got the mic, he's got the crowd. There is nobody in the company that pulls the crowd like that man does.
And that's
like,
facts.
There is nobody. So they're really willing to work with him and crush his face in like they did Saturday to show him, hey, let's change your moveset, but let's keep you around. You're worth it.
Yeah.
Solo, I'm sorry, the whole time he had the bloodline, I don't think he really has, I don't think he's got the mic. I think he's got the in-ring presence. I think he can put a good moveset together. He can put a good match together. I don't think he has the mic skills yet. I think that's the biggest thing Solo is missing.
I think the biggest thing that hurts Solo, if I'm being honest, is Jacob Fatu. They brought in Jacob, and Jacob is such a star. You can't, like, a lot of people on the current roster can't hold a candle to Jacob Fatu.
I mean, remember when they first brought him to the company, that's one of the things we talked about was there were the rumors that WWE was holding Jacob back because they were afraid he would overshadow Solo. And that's why he fell into that enforcer position where he didn't really talk. He just did. Because, I mean, now that he's free, we're seeing the mic work from him. We're seeing the intensity. we're seeing he's got all of this, and Solo 100% would have been overshadowed. He really would have.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
At the same time, I don't agree with letting him just go, because he has talent. So
he does have
He
talent.
does. I just don't know where they put him right now, unless they throw him on a 6-month sabbatical, let him reinvent himself, do house shows, that sort of thing, and then bring him back after some time doing that run.
Yeah. Well, the problem
creative get
also
a hold
is
of
that
him.
he was a part of the bloodline. He was a part of such a strong thing. Reinventing himself will even be difficult. I mean, Jimmy and Jay are still having a hard time pulling themselves away from the bloodline. So, but yeah, it's.
I honestly think the crowd pop will surprise you whenever he does decide to come back.
I hope so. I hope that I'm wrong, because Solo. I would like to see Solo do well. Just right now, he's not it for me. That's all it is. I don't know.
We love you, Solo.
Either way, it's going to bring us into our next match, our third match of the night, actually, which is going to be Naomi and Bianca Belair versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I'm just gonna jump right into it. At first, the match was pretty boring to me. It was very technical. It breaks into chaos before the first commercial when Raquel comes in to break up a double suplex attempt to Liv from Bianca and Naomi. Which, by the way, Bianca and Naomi's tag team wrestling is on lock. Like, they really did some cool shit tonight. Like, the backflip leg drop thing was amazing.
Ooh.
Like,
Ooh.
they did a couple other good stuff. When you look at Liv and Raquel, you can tell that Liv is the better wrestler. It's really interesting with that, too, because I think that's only because Raquel got hurt and had to be out for so long. I think that she just has a little bit of ring rust that she's working off. Because Raquel's not a bad wrestler. It's just Liv. When Liv got in the ring, you could tell the difference of caliber, of practice, if that makes sense. Either way, we go to a commercial break. Naomi ends up having some fun with Raquel, and she does that stink face that she does. I can't remember what it's called. But she does that for way too long. Like, she holds that shit for a solid, 30 seconds. To the point to where,
Say, I got an itch.
Well, to the point to where, Raquel was, looking, left and right, kind of smiling, waiting for Liv to kind of make the break. So, I thought that was kind of funny.
Naomi said, I got an itch. Scratch that bitch.
And then during the commercial break, Raquel almost missed a kick out. The match almost ended during the commercial break. Luckily, Raquel kicked out just in the nick of time. You could tell that she was I don't know. Let's see. Naomi gets beaten after the commercial all the way until Bianca's hot tag, which Bianca's going to come in and just destroy. Even when they try to use the braid against Bianca, it doesn't matter. Bianca's going to have firm control until she goes for a high-risk move. Liv is going to dodge it, tag Raquel. They use full advantage of the double team, and Raquel power bombs Liv onto Bianca for a near fall. Liv goes for the Oblivion on Bianca, catches her, and hits her with the KOD. Dom comes out and distracts the ref, and Naomi gets the tag while Bianca does a crossbody to the outside to Dom. Inside, Naomi hits a split-legged moonsault, and Raquel drags out. Naomi does this weird one-arm powerbomb thing from the outside onto the top of the apron, and then rolls Naomi in, and Liv gets the pin. It was a really weird finish. It wasn't a strong finish. So that's what I didn't like the most about it, was that she messed up on the move that was supposed to look devastating. She even laughed about it. Pushed in Naomi, and then Liv just kind of rolls over and gets the pin. So it was kind of weak for me.
Weak ass match.
Yeah.
Honestly, shit. Raquel and Liv might take the titles off of them. Because that'll be where Jay gets in the storyline with Naomi, I'm pretty sure. Possibly. I feel like they're teasing her comeback a lot.
Yeah. I think they probably win the titles from them. It's about time for the titles to change. And if the titles change, then Jade can come back and do her thing. So, I don't know Jade's injury status, but I assume that she's going to come back at the Royal Rumble.
Last I heard about it is the rumor was that it was a kayfabe injury. It wasn't a real one. She was taking time with family. I know there was somebody said something about her being, I believe it was in Jamaica for a while, working on some like humanitarian aid type stuff. So I don't think she at this point is actually injured. I think she's just staying out for the story at this point, waiting on that. Okay, now it's time to come back and tell him who actually fucking whacked me.
Yeah, I mean, if she doesn't come back for the Rumble, it'd be cool to see her come back for like the Elimination Chamber, you know?
Yeah.
So,
But would they put her in the Elimination Chamber itself, or would she just come back as either a guest appearing on the chamber or one of the side card matches?
well, it just depends on how you write the story, but they've got a full month to make it work, so I'd say she's in the chamber. I would hope.
Depends on what she
So Rhea's in the back with Kathy Kelly, and when I tell you that Kathy is in love with Rhea, first of all, she can barely look at Rhea half the time, but then when she makes eye contact, she gets lost in Rhea's eyes immediately. That girl is in love with Rhea Ripley. But Rhea's talking to Kathy about beating Nia. She says she's bruised and battered because Nia's, a lot of woman. Kathy asks her about her predictions for the Rumble, and Rhea says it really doesn't matter who wins because Mommy's always on top. Bayley inserts herself into the conversation and says that, hey, I'm the defending Royal Rumble champion. Maybe I'll win, and maybe it will be me who faces you, Rhea. And Rhea says, good luck, and walks away. Bayley then bumps into Io. As Bayley turns around, Io stares at her and says, see you in the Rumble. I like this new,
Don't ever do that again. Jesus fucking Christ. Just that was nah.
We just lost 4
Sounded
subscribers.
Spanish.
You can't do that. You just can't do that.
That's true. That's true. It was bad. That was in poor taste. I apologize for anybody who is Japanese, who may have been watching this. But
And
either way, I know we have a big Japanese crowd.
Chinese.
But either way, yeah, I think Io being in the Rumble is going to be fantastic. On a serious note,
It's gonna be fun.
yeah, she's going to fly around, do flippy dippy doodads. It's going to be great. I love it.
She gonna kick somebody in the forehead.
I hope she does. I hope someone gets like hard kicked in the forehead. But either way, this is going to bring us to our Paul Heyman promo. So Paul Heyman comes out, and just like you were talking about earlier, Dresh, that's when I remembered that there was supposed to be what I thought was going to be a celebration ceremony or something for Roman, and then Paul Heyman came out. I was like, oh, Roman's about to come out. I wonder why they didn't like advertise for him. And then it turns out that Roman is coming out in the form of a gigantic blanket. Isn't that great?
That's funny. In the form of a gigantic blanket.
Oh,
Yes, Roman is the 2K25 cover.
yes.
How y'all feel about that?
And Paul Heyman
And
is the one behind the one on the cover.
If you
Yeah,
look,
I
he's
saw
down
that.
in the very fucking corner.
Yep.
Yep.
You
And
are
then
a-
if you watch Roman's vignette shortly after all of this, it showed, without directly saying it, it showed the collector's edition cover, and it's
and
got
that's
the entire
the
bloodline.
tree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I thought that was sick. I love
So-
that.
Yeah,
That was
I might
sick.
actually have to grab the physical edition of that just because that art is fucking baller.
Well, I wanted to ask, are we going to try to do a review of the game?
Man, look.
I'm not buying it when it first comes out. I'm not. There were too many issues with 24.
We're
I'm gonna
wait till
give it
it's a
like
deal.
give it like a month or so, and then I may pick it up.
Okay.
We're gonna wait for a deal. The 35% off.
Wait for that Thanksgiving Black Friday deal.
Whatever. I want to buy one get two free. That's what I want.
Buy one get two free. Jesus Christ, he want the BOGO deal.
But yeah, so Paul says that Roman is going back to the mindset of one versus all, and that's why the Royal Rumble is all about, or is going to be all for him. He says that Roman took the Ufalafa from Solo, and now Roman Reigns is coming back for his championship, and it starts this Saturday at the Royal Rumble. He says that Roman Reigns is the biggest star in the industry, the world, and when Elon Musk colonizes Mars, well, he'll be the biggest star on Mars too. I really felt like something was wrong with Paul during the promo. Like he was like, he seemed like he was like coughing on himself and like having a hard time breathing. Did y'all catch that at all, or was that just normal Paul?
I just saw normal Paul.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Paul finishes his promo saying that Roman is going to win the Rumble, and Drew McIntyre comes out to the ring. Drew gets in the ring, looks up at the cover of the game with obvious disdain, and he says that he's the daddy of the bloodline because him winning the title in 2020 set a chain reaction of events that led to Paul getting more money and more fame than he's ever got. He said that it even led to Paul Heyman being on the damn game. He says all he wants is a thank you. Paul says, thank you, but you're crowding me. And Drew apologizes for crowding him, and he says, I want you to give your boy a message. Tell him that I'm going to target him in the Royal Rumble. Tell him I'm going to make sure that he's the one that gets taken out by me. And Paul said, I'll make sure to tell my tribal chief Roman Reigns. And Drew says, no, I meant CM Punk.
Yeah.
And
the tribal chief knows I'm coming for him.
I will say, earlier in the promo, Drew may have had a little bit of a point when he was talking about Roman, or Paul getting to Roman's head when Roman was at like a, you like them peaches? Hell
yeah.
When Roman was at
he was in
point.
Georgia.
That's fair. When Roman was at a low point, he said that Paul got in his head and like took advantage of him and took all of that potential and used it to the maximum to get money. And I'm like, hey, you know what? That could be a storyline down the road. You know, maybe Paul Heyman takes a spear from Roman. I don't know.
Paul Heyman hits.
But I mean, he's not wrong.
He's
not wrong. he's not wrong at all. Like he did use Roman to raise his money, his bank account, but Roman also got there because of Paul Heyman.
True.
So it's a two-way street.
True.
I mean, if you look at anybody Paul's worked with in his career, they've been elevated.
Oh yeah.
Like
Even
Paul's a
Ryback.
monster.
That's the best.
When he makes his final ride, it's gonna suck. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he needs to come back with Ryback. That needs to be his final.
Oh God. I don't know if you can elevate Ryback.
Look,
I don't know if you can do it.
That will solidify. I mean, Paul Heyman's already the greatest of all time, but that will solidify him as the greatest of all time to get Ryback elevated. Because can't nobody touch that if he does.
I mean, Paul doesn't choose anybody unless he sees something in them, unless they have true potential. Ryback does have true potential, but like he's kind of ignorant. Either way,
it's like Goldberg without a brain.
This is gonna move us to Jackie Redmond in the back with Braun, and he says he's finally put Sheamus behind him and that he's concentrated on the Royal Rumble. He declares himself officially for the Royal Rumble, and Penta gets in Braun's face and hits him with the Zero Mero and walks away. So Penta didn't say he was in the Rumble, but I'm predicting Penta for the Rumble. I was actually predicting Penta for the Rumble last week because I know that he's going to want to get in there and mix it up with everybody. But this is a good way to start a process of Penta taking the Intercontinental Championship from Braun. Which I don't think Penta should win it, but I think it's going to be one hell of a series. But this will bring us to our last match of the night before our awkward conversation between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. What did you guys think of this match? Like, how'd y'all feel about it?
It was a match.
Power of positivity kept. Like I mentioned during the thing, the match wasn't bad. Like both sides were good. Sammy did his normal power of positivity. I'm not gonna fucking go down. Like I said to T when he got cut, bro, that was. I would say I don't know if you saw it, G, but that was like the most obvious gig I have ever seen because the man stood in the middle of the fucking ring and did this, and then he was bleeding. It's like, really? Come on now. Yeah.
I was probably taking notes when that happened.
He hit that damn honker hard, man. He said,
Like that was just that was sloppy. But other than that, the match wasn't sloppy. They hit all of their spots. You know, Drew seemed more calculating, more methodical than the unhinged Drew we've seen a lot lately.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting change because they didn't really give us a why to why we're seeing this different Drew all of a sudden. We went from the unhinged, I liked the unhinged, to now I'm just going to methodically do my thing. I mean, we've already got a methodical big man doing his thing. We go back to being unhinged.
Yeah. I liked that he slowed the pace down with Sammy personally. I liked the idea of these knife edge chops really devastating Sammy. I like the idea of him telling the ref to check on him, saying, "Hey, the match is over. Can you please just whatever?" And while I don't think not one match I think tonight ended clean, except for the tag match. The other matches did not end clean. It's all roll-ups.
I will say Triple H had to have watched the cast because you know what we didn't get out of any of those 4 matches? We didn't get a fucking roll-up that scored a win.
That's not true, though.
We got a roll-up or 2, but none of the roll-ups won it. That wasn't a roll-up. No.
Was it?
Wasn't a roll-up. He was on the ropes.
I guess.
Oh, yeah.
But he used the ropes as leverage off of the roll-up, I thought. But I could be wrong.
I thought Sammy was just down. I don't think it was a roll-up.
It could be that. But either way, that is the finish, and I liked this finish. And the reason is because it showed that Drew McIntyre was unable to hit the Claymore for the win, which shows that Sammy's getting better and getting closer. And that Drew had to cheat to win. It was getting to the point to where Drew was just like, fuck it, I'm just putting my feet on the ropes. And he had to cheat to win. I think that's a good story they're telling. I think that Sammy beats Drew at some point this year. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it is going to happen.
If you go 0 for 4, I'd hope you learn something. Like, goddamn.
He's 0 for 11.
I mean, I was just saying, as far as Drew, him and Drew, what he legit is 0 for 4 now, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So 0 for 3, he should have learned some moves and how to counter some shit, how to avoid the Claymore. So I guess it told that story at the same time. It's like, goddamn, can I get a victory over this son of a bitch?
Yeah, fair. After the match, Drew is going to attack Sammy until Cody Rhodes comes out to make the save. Cody runs straight to the ring and he makes short work of Drew, but Kevin Owens comes out and attacks Cody, to which Cody fights back with everything he has. Drew is going to come in and help KO while Drew is holding Cody's face in the opposite corner. He moves at just the last second again, just like he did last week, to dodge the haluva kick, and he kicks Cody's head clean the hell off. Which is funny because you'd figure that Sami Zayn would stop trying to attack Drew McIntyre from behind with the fucking haluva kick. But, you know, who am I?
Nobody.
But during the commercial, we see Sammy really upset about kicking Cody in the face. He's apologizing from the ramp entrance. He didn't apologize from the ring. He just got out, yelled a little bit, and then he apologized from the ring. Or from the arena entrance.
Sorry.
Which I just thought was weird. But Cody's back in the ring. He's dazed. His music hits, and then the announcers kind of awkwardly talk about what happened, which goes back to what I was saying with it goes back to what I was saying with like just the production seemed to kind of off, kind of weird, kind of awkward. But either way, this is going to kick us right into the Cody promo. So I didn't take notes on this. I watched this because this is something else that was like watching the announcers talk about everything that happened with Sammy and Drew and KO and Cody. Like watching them talk about it was awkward, and then Cody starting this promo was awkward for me. And then CM Punk coming out was awkward for me. And then the way that they were talking to each other seemed awkward for me. And I was just like, the points you're making are hitting, but it's very dramatic. Like, it's very weird and awkward. Just the whole thing, the whole situation. And like, am I off there? Like, was I just feeling some kind of way? Or, like, did y'all feel the same thing? Like, let me know.
Bro, that whole fucking thing was just weird to me. Like, I didn't understand. I mean, obvious story, I get that, but bro, make it hit better. Like, make it. I don't know. Cody seemed like he was still out in. CM Punk was capitalizing on the fact that Cody was
kicked in his fucking
not all
forehead.
That. Yeah. Like, I don't know. To me, no. It made as the world turns, WWE.
So, I get where they're going with this. Because, again, I've mentioned it before. This is his descent to madness. He's going to lose the belt eventually. Because, again, he's getting worn out. He's got so much shit going on at home. He's clearly going to shows, doing signings, leaving, like coming in early, last one to leave.
Yep.
It's getting tiring.
Yep.
CM Punk comes out to try to be like, hey, this is what you signed up for, you know? Cody's going to hit that level where he's like, you know what? Fuck all this shit. I don't need to do this anymore. And I'll still be a champion. I think we're going to see the heel turn possibly. Not soon, but I think this will be the starting point of it.
It would be really nice to see John Cena win Gunther's title, and then John Cena starts going on media appearances while Cody turns bad and says he's not doing media appearances. Yeah. I actually think that would be really cool.
Exactly. Right.
I said that'd be a really, really cool situation in my opinion.
I think that's where they're going with this.
But either way, CM Punk is very candid with Cody, it seems to be, and says, hey man, look, I'm your friend. And the whole idea of this promo is, Cody, I'm your friend, but I'm coming right after your title. The good news is that you're going to lose your title at WrestleMania. The bad news is it's going to be your one and only friend who will not stab you in the back, but he's going to stab you in the front. And yeah, Cody didn't have much of a rebuttal. I can't even remember fully what he said at the end. He got the last word, but it wasn't strong to me.
Well, if you get kicked in the head, ain't nothing you're going to say be strong either.
That's fair. He was really selling that head kick. I really like that, actually.
He did. He sold the fuck out of it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, either way, going into Rumble, man, like we could skip SmackDown, and I think we would have a solid story, but we got one more show to go. Technically, we have NXT and Speed, which obviously every Sunday we're going to go over that. Either it's going to be me solo, or it's going to be me and G, or me and Dresh, or all three of us. We'll go through it. Doesn't matter, but that's just our new series that we got coming out. We're going to be reviewing the Royal Rumble on Sunday as well. I assume you boys work swings that day?
Yep.
Sunday, yes.
Yep. So we'll just.
Unfortunate.
Yep. So as soon as it's over, I mean, really think about it this way: we've got 3, maybe 4 matches to go over. We've got 2 Rumbles, a men's championship match, and they might sprinkle a women's championship match in there somewhere, but it's really not going to be that much. Like, and when I say they might sprinkle a women's championship in there, they might have Tiffany Stratton go against somebody at like the last second on SmackDown. But right now, as we're sitting here, it's a ladder match, it's 2 Royal Rumbles, and that's it. So, we can review that quickly.
That's fair. This motherfucker goes over the top. He goes over the top. And you know what surprised me? This one didn't go over the top. Crazy.
Yep. That's like, we'll have G here for the next show because Hulk Hogan came out and he said he didn't want to do the podcast. You want to talk about
Bet. Hogan comes out, you can skip that part. You can be here for it.
Jesus. But yeah, that was Raw, guys. I mean, Raw, it was all right. Was not super exciting. They just got by 4 matches, a lot of talking segments. Was what it was. Not every podcast is going to be a home run because not every Raw is a home run. But the people that did stay here, the people that did hang out with us, we really, really appreciate you guys. Please do not forget to like the podcast, like this episode, subscribe to the channel, share us with your friends. It only gets better from here, my friends. And let me talk to you. If you want good news and if you want good reviews, you come here, baby, to It's All a Work. Yeah, snap into a podcast.
I swear he's constipated. All right, we out.